Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to another live stream of Hearthstone. We're back on the North American server. I wonder if Friday the 13th might be hurting my views or helping my views. Oddly, like 3 of the sci-fi shows that I'm liking on TV all air on Thursday. So, like Supernatural, The Good Place, and The Orville are all with either in the exact same hour or within an hour on TV. And we're waiting for friendly challenges. Somebody asked if they wanted to play. Tactic Torn over here is rank legend. Man, I wish I had his cards and his skill. I only need 1 victory in a North American server, so there's not a ton of things I need to do. We've still got a lot of news, or at least I think I've got a lot of news. It might actually be that I've just opened up the same tabs several times. So, yeah, YouTube Gaming is promoting the King's Cup 2 for Clash of Clans instead of promoting, oh, I don't know, a real YouTuber streamer that actually brings people to the website. Well, where are you, Darian? Darian asked me to come over to the North American servers. I don't know which one is his. I guess this is him. So I guess we're waiting for him to finish up a game. Let's spectate for a moment.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
Yeah, he's pretty much just started. And this is the problem with trying to play people is I constantly have to ask them to do things and waste their time and waste their effort. I have to ask them to help me win daily quests, and then often I don't reciprocate that or don't even think to ask more recently. And if they want to play me, I'm going to have to go start another game. Otherwise, I'm just going to spectate them for no reason. And if spectating somebody else worked, that would be great, but I don't think I could walk away for an hour and spectate somebody playing Hearthstone. Like if I was just going to make this the Tactic Torn game, the Tactic Torn show, and just watch him play some legendary rank play, like how often do I have to click on something or move my mouse to not get kicked off? Darren says 1 second, I need to lose. Let's see, he's playing open the way gate strategies on the mage, so he's gonna steal a bunch of cards he didn't have to begin with. He's gonna create a bunch of cards he didn't have to begin with, and then that's going to let him do something. Cool. Let's see. D-Long came on. So I guess we will just spectate Darian since he's the one that plays me, and we'll start going to the news. Here is an interesting moral dilemma, as it is. Humble Bundle has been acquired by the media giant IGN. IGN, I don't think is the greatest. Let's see. Let's just do a Google search. We type in IGN and then controversy.
Well played.
And let's see what the IGN controversy. Let's see, we have IGN's praise score is why video game reviews need to end, says Forbes. What's wrong with IGN? True Gaming Reddit. Let's see this. 2000 and let's see. So this will be an interesting article. This is from 4 years ago. What's wrong with IGN? Question mark. Self that you're getting. I've made some changes. I'll take a quick. Personally, don't care for IGN. Please remember that when reading this, is my opinion. Bias, degree of labor. Like, let's see.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
IGN used to have decent content on a daily basis. As the years went on, they slowly started to degrade to a level of content until we ended up with such articles such as example number 1, fake or gay, 5 innovations Call of Duty gave the world, Under Siege low score due to being hard, IGN reviewed God's Hand and gave it a poor review for being difficult for competition. That was epic for the win. Makes me cringe, which happens a lot during their videos. IGN's review of Dead Space 2 is poorly written. IGN's reviewing JRPG Rydo hasn't played more than an hour of JRPGs. And I Am Alive was given a 4.5. Check out more examples from other users. Let's see. X-Engine employees lists of review scores. Former IGN employee admits review scores are skewed. IGN in the past has rushed through games and rates products without completing them. When it comes to IGN.
A game? So kind of you to join me.
IGN apparently has stolen some content from some people. Their Facebook commonly steals things on Facebook and puts their watermark on it, taking it from DeviantArt. And let's see. In comparison, people have moved on to Giant Bomb, Game Informer, Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, and frankly, all of these have trouble too. Play for Real apparently is an onion joke style game. So I've never heard of Play for Real. Alright. Let's accept Darian. Okay. I guess I have to pick a account. Let's do the Druid Helper while we're playing. Let's look at the wiki article of IGN and see if we can get any more information listed about them. Formerly Imagine Games Network.
I will fight with honor.
Acquisitions of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sailed as If Davis. Yeah, there were a lot of things happened. They do the IGN Awards, apparently. Let's see. They also used to work with GameFAQs, and Direct to Drive is part of them.
Do you need a blessing?
Accidents. They happen, you know?
A professional esports circuit that ran tournaments for a while. Let's go to IGN directly and let's see what it looks like right now. That'll be fun. I'm trying to get a feel for what IGN is because I really haven't put a lot of experience into it. It's not a website I've been to probably in a very long time, if ever. So let's just look at their website. Well, immediately you're told about cookies and advertising and publishers. It just pops up immediately right in front of your face before you do anything. Their website doesn't look right on a high DPI at 100%. It's not scaling properly, so it's way off the side of the screen. It's covered in ads, even with an ad blocker on. Let's see, zoom out a little bit and see what it was supposed to look like. They're advertising some kind of multiple articles, ads, lots of text, lots of numbers, lots of scores, 15 different ways to push content in front of your face. It's still a Ziff Davis product, which is weird because that then I thought Ziff Davis was also the one that did Revision 3 gaming and then shut that down, but maybe they spun off. There's daily deals and Nintendo 64 classic games and shows, TV shows and podcasts and let's see. 16 games that need to be on the Nintendo 64 classic. Every Nintendo console ever. That's a pointless article. Daily deal for Destiny 2 PC pre-order. Right on the front page.
Trust me.
The New Mutants trailer theories and what you've missed. What's the New Mutants? The Evil Within 2 review. Let's see. Alright, let's be fair here. IGN doesn't look great. It looks like a pretty bad mega corporation of a company, but it doesn't look awful either. Like, I'm not seeing anything on the face of it that is incredibly slimy and sleazy. Here, let's... Kevin moves online. Almost all streamers playing Hearthstone don't always keep their status to busy. Why do you? Because I want to. Your argument is invalid and will not sway me whatsoever. No, I'm just kidding. The truth of the matter is almost all other streamers have lots of subscribers and lots of people in the chat. And honestly, other streamers do block people from chatting because they put their camera over it or they keep their accounts secret. There's no reason whatsoever for anybody to be able to put their chat here when I've already bent over backwards to put all of the YouTube chat here, so everybody that is in YouTube has a fair say and gets on screen. Nobody should be able to get special priority and pop it up and interrupt the game. I need people to chat in YouTube so YouTube promotes my videos. PewDiePie doesn't. So if you are seeing people that are doing that, it's either because they are doing things different because they don't care about getting comments in the chat, or something else. But evaluations have been made, decisions have been made, it's not going to change. So you might as well stop bringing it up. It's never going to change. Alright, back to Humble Bundle being acquired by IGN. This is Game Sutra. Like, and here's the weird thing is, I have said in the past that Humble Bundle really hasn't made that much money for charities over the years in which it's sold, but it has done a very good job for getting cheap games in the hands of people, even if they're not actually going to play those cheap games. It has been a major player in your pile of shame on Steam of games you have but will never play. And it probably has taken some extra money out of the pockets of some players. This honestly is probably a terrible thing. Not for Humble Bundle as much as it is for IGN, because this totally destroys any of IGN's credibility if they had any. Because now IGN owns a company that sometimes I think publishes games and definitely sells games. And so they are getting this vertical monopoly in which they are literally going to be reviewing games and probably linking games to the Humble Store so that they can profit off of it. And yeah, this really destroys IGN's credibility. So if there was anybody at this point that did like IGN and didn't have a problem with any of their other issues, which I didn't, I wasn't watching IGN at all. I think now you need to probably step away from them and say, look, you cannot be trusted. You're selling the products that you are reviewing. There is no ethics in this journalism. And that's really what it comes down to. Now you've gotten in bed with the lion. Moving on to the next story, Square Enix responds to Final Fantasy XIV's housing crisis by saying it's going to add in a patch more houses. Apparently, there's a limited number of houses that you can buy in that online MMO, which seems like a very odd thing to have to worry about, but okay. Shuffle 3 copies of this in there, and then we'll do this. And then we'll do this.
I'm almost out of cards.
And then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. And there we go. Let's see. Moving on to the next news. We already talked about Swery looking for more money for The Good Life game because it failed on Fig. Yeah, he's not letting it go.
I'm almost out of cards.
Let's see.
I'm out of cards.
Let's see. Apparently, the South Park game, the season pass will include 2 DLCs and a danger deck, which is a ability to unlock exclusive costumes and artifacts. And let's see, the season pass will sell for $30 and will be included in the gold edition of the game, which is $90, $30 more than the regular edition, which is $60. So in effect, as Jim Sterling says, I think, as Jim Story says, now it is really getting down to the point where they're just selling you the shell of a game here.
Malfurion versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. I must protect the wild.
And that problem is solved. You know, when people backseat drive and when they complain about something once, I'll listen to them. But when they've done it multiple times and they're just trying to bully me into getting their way when I've already explained my reasons for doing something, they're not listening. And frankly, if you're not going to listen and you're not going to be nice, which is one of the rules that I specifically have here, I've got no choice but to block you. And that's what I just had to do to one of the chatters, is because they're coming on way too strong and they're not taking no for an answer. And then when I tell them no once again, they come back and they just try to harass and be mean to me. It's like, well, it's my channel. Guess what? I can block you. I have all the power. And I guess that's what we'll leave that with. If anybody cares, Halo Wars Definitive Edition is 40% off, so you can get it on Steam for $12. I'm not sure that's really worth people's time, but I'm playing Darian here. I need a victory, so if Darian would be so kind as to let me win this one, that would be great. Or if he just wants to play, that's fine too. I think we still have a decent amount of news. I'm still going through it. Ideally, I only want to make 3 recordings and then go into silent play afterwards. This is just a review of the Evil Within. I haven't even played the first Evil Within game. I do want to do that at some point, but not anytime soon. Let's see. Cuphead has sold more than 1 million copies. I would really like to compare the number of the number of refunds on Cuphead compared to a regular game, because that would be a very interesting metric. Darian said on the chat, I will. Thank you, Darian. Let's go ahead and summon a Jade Golem and do this. And save our turn in here. Giant Bomb even has a review of Cuphead, which I find that a little surprising too, because hey, they gave it 5 out of 5. Who wrote this? By Bin Pack. Like they've really gotten down to the point where they don't even review games, and Jim Sterling is the same way. He's come out specifically and said he's not doing reviews anymore. I think Jim Sterling in particular has shown himself to be bad at video games, and that is part of the reason why his comedic videos, where he reads out people who are probably trolling and putting just silly comments down. He reads that out loud like people are being serious, or like the people that are trolling and saying elitist things in video games are the vast majority of video game players. Like, most people don't comment at all. That's the universal truth, is most people just don't bother to say anything. But so I feel like he's feeling a special amount of criticism on his gameplay when he does play games, and he's been hiding it for a long time by playing very bad games and then criticizing very bad games that most people wouldn't bother to play. There we go. Thank you, Darren. Like I was saying before, now we've got everything done here. Let's switch over to the Asian account. The Cuphead as a game was going to be a very good point to look at people and see who edits their footage, who will really play the game at all, and who will give it the effort. I'm a little bit off on this one too in the Asian account, so I only have 2 things to do. So we need to play 15 overload cards and destroy 40 minions. That's not difficult at all. Darian says, peace out, I'm gonna go play some League. I'll still watch though. Thanks. That's helpful. Like, that's helpful. Getting more viewers. And the fact that we didn't see Jim Sterling play Cuphead at all, to my recollection. I don't think we did. Or if we did see it, it was edited out. Speaks a lot. And I've seen that on some other things. We didn't see Ben Brode playing it much either. And then most people that I am watching now did play it, but maybe 1 or 2 of them actually did some editing. I have 1 extra card I can disenchant for. I think that was potentially only 2 pieces of dust. Now I've got some things in blue, but I don't think we're ready to do that. Let's get rid of... Let's look at the Shaman card and see if it's full of overload things. Not enough. So we'll get rid of this Shaman deck. Wild.
You make a wild deck. You can only use it in wild games.
And then we'll see how many overload things we actually have. I bet it isn't that many. It isn't. Come on, can we craft something? I can create like one common, and that's it. This is gonna take forever. And I can barely get 12 cards that even draw. Alright, well, at the very least I'll fill in this with the rest of these. There we go. That is not not an ideal setup. Not an ideal setup at all. And suppose we should just play on ranked. Like, Ben Brode came out directly and said that it doesn't matter if you play casual or ranked. They match you exactly the same. The two things are, frankly, exactly the same. It's ridiculous. So there's a hidden ranked number you have when you're playing in casual. They're still trying to make it so you only win 50% of the time. They're still matching you up to people. That should have probably been very obvious, I suppose, because I never played in casual and ran into like absolute new players that didn't have a clue what they're doing.
Thrall versus Naive.
So casual's useless.
Can escape my fury.
For Doomhammer.
James Anderson comes on. You streaming in which server? I'm streaming on the Asian server right now. I have a little bit more on the European server to do also. Are any of these overload? Nope. Let's see. I've already talked about how I don't care what the ESRB claims as gambling or not. And really, I imagine it's an oversimplification to say the ESRB doesn't consider loot box gambling. It just, in some weird way, has contorted its way of thinking to say that you're not gambling with real money in the sense that you are getting something of some value every time. So there's no instances in loot boxes where you get nothing of value whatsoever. But that's a ridiculous argument to make. Right. Let's see. Valve's next major Team Fortress 2 balance is imminent, according to this article. Overhauls for the multiple scout and spy weapons. People still playing Team Fortress 2. It's probably been 10 plus years. I guess I need to destroy minions because that was my other daily quest. So if I'm not gonna win... I already talked about Gearbox publishing Hello Neighbor. I would like to know the ending of Hello Neighbor, but that's kind of it. Like, I'll probably just look it up at some point when and make sure it comes out and the ending is the finished ending to the game. As a game, it's not really that interesting. And let's see.
I don't have enough mana.
Deal 1 to all enemy minions.
I beat you.
And then give this guy taunt.
Elements guide me.
Same articles over and over again. Just open them up as they come. James Anderson says, if you need help, let me know. Use 2 power. Yeah, I think I missed an opportunity to use my hero power.
I wonder.
Here's an interesting one. A game called Past Cure. The game about a man tormented by mannequins is coming in February. What day in February? It was revealed in July. The struggles of a man tormented by shining muscular mannequins. That sounds almost... It'll be February 2, 2018. Let's look at this trailer. This is this crazy concept to begin with. And
Elements guide
It seems like it's just a horror game, honestly, with a poor skinning of a monster. It's, the article writer says it's vaguely like Deus Ex. He's given a power he didn't ask for and made it worth. Missions and arcing levels drive the story, variation gameplay, story and surroundings develop sequences of survival and puzzle gameplay.
This
Yeah.
guy's toast.
Well, this will be one of those tiny games that pops up and might be worth looking at, but also it's not going to get a lot of hype. I'm not sure if this is too video game related. I guess it is a little bit. Discord is going to allow developers and publishers to have verified servers. So yet another service. I guess we could probably talk about the most recent boycott Twitter too, based on this. So once again, publishers and developers are going to be given this exalted status of being verified. It kind of makes sense too. Like you don't want there to be an ability for somebody else to that way you can't have scams go on and trickery happen. So I'm not super upset about it, but ideally when there's a verified option, it needs to be verified for everybody. Like, how can you get somebody who has no fan following whatsoever verified is the question all of these verification options need to ask. Like, how do I personally, with my 200 subscribers, although I probably just lost one, how can I get verified as with my very tiny fan base?
Elements guide me.
And then how can it be fair for me to get my YouTube and my Discord server set up that way, whereas how can I as easily as say a Gearbox can get verified? It needs to be an equal platform, and I just don't think it. I don't think Discord is starting on the right foot. And if you can't build from the ground up that concept of allowing everybody who wants to be verified, or at least have a reason for why they aren't verified, then it doesn't. Then you've really started on the wrong step. And that's kind of what Twitter's problem is too, is that like big famous people get verified on Twitter and they sometimes get treated really well, but Twitter is this open area of discourse, and famous people don't want open discourse often. They want to be pampered and treated as like a celebrity and given special permissions and special rights. The rules don't really follow them. And so, as I understand it, some lady published something that was talking against I think the Charlottesville neo-Nazi protesters are still talking about that. And in her publishment, she either put a phone number or put a picture of a phone number in it, and that violates Twitter's terms of service. You can't dox people, you can't publish people's personal information. She very possibly was calling for people, or either subtly or directly calling for people to call that phone number and harass people. So she may have been pro-harassing, propagating harassment too. Her account got banned, I think temporarily, and then they told her why. And instead of reacting to that and saying, "You're right, I was wrong, I won't do that again," they said that this is just another example of how women get silenced, and this was totally unfair. And I'm like, yeah, you're never in the wrong, are you? You're never in the wrong. Nobody ever is. Everybody's perfect in their own eyes.
Don't have enough mana.
Like, let's see. James Anderson, do you think women should be equal as men as this same way in law, which would make it harder for women to create for the Yeah, James Anderson, you're breaking up there. There is, in the United States court system, to try to answer your thing, a clear bias to prosecute men over women. There is a clear bias to believe women over men, and I would recommend that this be adjusted in favor of less prosecution of the men instead of more prosecution of the women. Honestly, I think it's perfectly fine if all the prisons that people who commit crimes are cupcake prisons where they're very non-violent. Like, we don't want prisons like the movie Oz. We don't want people getting shivved and prison rape to happen and the police in the prison to beat and violate and abuse the people in prison. Prison should be about rehabilitation. It shouldn't be about punishment in my mind. And so often men are given 3-4 times as long sentences for similar crimes, and we should work to reduce the sentences of the men and not increase the sentences of the women. Often too, I think James Anderson is covering this, women are given a lot more leniency on committing violent acts than men, because there's an assumption that men can do damage, whereas a woman can't really hurt anybody. But it should be more looked at, was your intention to harm somebody when you made a fist and swung it at somebody, not were you capable of doing it or not. There's some great imbalances along gender roles. There's some major imbalances under other roles too. Police will always need more training and better training, and that is yet one of the many things that they need more and better training for. But none of that really has anything to do with the Twitter comment. Like, in a world of Twitter, in the world of the internet, you can attempt or have the intention to cause harm pretty easily regardless of what you are in the real world. As long as you can type, as long as you can think, you can try at least to do some harm, try to dox people, try to cause harassment. And on the other hand, yeah, the stereotype is that women psychologically abuse and harass people a lot more. The typical 13-year-old girls in cliques in and all of that. So bringing that to adulthood and bringing it online just more empowers people who would do things like that. That's really all I want to talk about there, though. If women want to boycott Twitter, fine. Twitter is an awful thing. If they don't want to, be on it, that's their choice. I think they should evaluate the reasons for that. There's better reasons. There's more realistic and reasonable reasons than the fact that somebody violated the rules and got temporarily banned for violating the rules. And we shouldn't have bandwagging where all women come to the aid of all other women on false pretenses and false claims, which often happens these days, as people claim they're being harassed, claim they're being abused, when really they are the propagators of harassment and abuse, and they are trying to get more people to act as their surrogates and harass and abuse other people. Moving on to the next video game story. The Riot co-founders are returning to the front lines of game development. So Brandon Beck and Mark Merrill are leaving the world of management and heading back to the front lines of video game development, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, honestly, because you could look at it and you could say, well, that means we're losing somebody in power as a manager that actually knew about the development of video games. Or on the other hand, you could say we're gaining back some useful programmers or developers who actually know how to make good games instead of their abilities being wasted as a manager. I think inherently, once you cross the line into management, you become useless for the rest of your life and you have to stay in management. Just in general in any job. Like, I imagine what they'll find is that they have not been staying up enough with programming, and they won't actually be able to make modern video games. And it'll be something like Gabe Newell, or the guy that runs Double Fine, who was also a programmer. I forgot his name. Like they once you start doing the management stuff, you don't have enough hours in the day to stay up and learn the new ways of programming, the new ways of doing things. And so I think they'll probably fail and end up back in management. It also feels like you're either demoting yourself or getting demoted, and that doesn't feel great either. That's the wrong way to go in your career. And frankly, you could probably still have stayed a manager and had side projects anyways. It's not like managers really typically do that much. Some of them do, some of them don't. And I think I am getting almost out of things to talk about. Here's a Google story, not very video game related, but Google's going to give $1 billion. That'd be crazy. They're going to give $1 billion to nonprofits and help Americans get jobs in the new economy. That seems insane. Like, literally what they're saying is we're not willing to hire $1 billion worth of people, so we'll just give $1 billion to charities. And inherently, I imagine that is the same reason why the billionaires are pushing for the idea of just standard amount of money being given to every U.S. citizen every month for no reason. Just here's some money, go spend it. We can't have as many jobs as people, so
Job's done.
like, And then more greedily, you could say that Google could be giving $1 billion to its YouTube creators. I'll take a portion of $1 billion. Pay it to me. These are jobs that are suffering under you. These are careers that people have already started to establish. Let's see. Why can I not play this? Because I don't have enough. Says James Anderson says 1 million nonprofit. I'll make my own charity. Yeah, that's the real part about this that they're not saying is Google needed to write down $1 million in profit on its taxes, so they're giving $1 million to charity. That's the real truth. Truth of it. And they're probably giving it to a charity that's run by their friends that gives 98% of the money to the board in their own paycheck. A lot of charities don't do anything, and they just hand the money to other charities that then hand it to other charities that then hand it to other charities, and everybody takes a cut till there's no more cut to take. Apparently in Forza Motorsport 7, unlocked frame rates are wildly inconsistent. I don't see a real reason why anybody would want to play Forza Motorsport 7. Honestly, like, there's probably a better racing game out there. And let's see. Which one was this? Somebody... Oh, GameSpot. GameSpot gave the game a Hat in Time a 7 out of 10, and listed under the bad is the voiceover is over the top, silence is by far preferable. So that'll be interesting to see if people agree with that or not. I know there's a little outrage with that idea on the face of it. It is kind of a ridiculous statement to say, but it might very well also be the truth. Like, it's not unthinkable that the voice acting might just be horrible in the game. I've certainly seen things like that. Alright. And to the Humble Bundle, which I don't know if I'm going to be pushing the Humble Bundle that much more. Now that corporate mega giant IGN owns the Humble Store and Humble Bundle, like, are they going to... Am I going to start seeing ads for IGN websites on the store? Yeah, they could really, really ruin the Humble Store just with garbage. Let's see. That is not acceptable comments, James Anderson. That is unacceptable. Even as a joke, I can't tell if it's a joke or not. So I'll give you one warning, but do it again or anything similar to irritate me, and you're going to be out too. We'll end up blocking 2 people. Wouldn't it be sad if I end up having to block all my regulars on chat? Oh well, I'll move on. I certainly will do it. I am starting to really get the feeling, I don't want to ask people their ages, but I think a lot of people who get on chat are probably a little bit younger, a little bit more immature. Let's see, Digital Devolver has posted that they've been acquired by official Dreamcast magazine. I think they're joking, but they might actually be in legal trouble if they don't point that out, because that could be fraudulent. Now I'm going down Twitter, which I'm not boycotting ever. It's too good of a source for news, so the only time I would stop using it is once people stop putting content on it. Once publishers of video games and stop talking on it. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any new news that has popped up since then. Weird Al Yankovic announced a new tour in which it's not going to have any flash of his old tours. It's probably getting old. He's only going to sing original songs, so none of the famous old songs, no costumes, no video. That might be a very good way for him to actually go to some places where he wouldn't have been able to go to before, because a lot of, you know, theaters and presentation halls might not have had support for him, and so this might be his final tour. Here's a terrible article. You can make orcs fight like Pokemon in Middle-earth Shadow War. That is probably not true. Probably not true at all. Here, the Giant Bomb playdate of Cuphead. We can watch them actually play the game after they reviewed it. That'll be funny to watch all the people that didn't actually play the game and didn't review the game, then try to play it. Ooh, look at this. The YouTube team is putting out a thing apologizing to somebody. It says, "Dear Sky, we sincerely apologize. The strike was flatly out of the wrong decision and opposite to our values as a platform. It has been reversed and we're taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. Your voice is core, who we are, and we're truly sorry for this painful experience." Who is this person that got this special
I wonder.
Let's see what this video is. It's a guy, it's a black guy, I assume African American, but I don't know. And he's talking about a strike for 16 minutes. Because he got a strike, it stripped many of the features away, as it always does. So what's his channel? And he can't appeal for some reason because the YouTube is stupid. Sky Williams. Alright, at least we know who he is. Let's see what his thing is. New uploads every day. Let's see. He's Video Game Donkey. And Exilaby. Let's look at his videos. So he was playing Dream Daddy 2 months ago. Wow, he doesn't have a lot of content here. Like his next upload is from a month ago and then 2 days ago. So was he unable to even put out a video to complain about the strike for a month? Seems like it. No, because then there's another month jump and he's getting 100,000 views plus on every video, so he's big time. But I've never heard of him, but that doesn't mean much. Dare I hold out hope that YouTube is changing its ways and are gonna treat its creators with some dignity and respect. Dare I hope. Alright, here we go. 1 year ago he has a video that says don't eat butt, but it's ASS right on the title. Like seriously, this guy is not the most family friendly ever of persons, and yet he's getting an apology from YouTube, and he seems to just do camera talking shows. And alright, let's look at his number of subscribers in general. Let's see, he has almost 200 million views, and he has almost 1 million subscribers, and he's verified. So he's a big time guy, but maybe, just maybe, this is a new leaf. Can we have that hope? Can we live in hope for a second that that's going to be the new way? That no longer are they going to just erroneously put strikes and craziness and drive people crazy on YouTube, what people who are trying to do their job and trying to be entertaining. I doubt it. I doubt it. I imagine Sky just is in line with the views, the political views of Google and YouTube, and their friends, or at least they're ideologically consider each other friends, and that's why they got it reversed. And I bet somebody of the exact opposite of Sky doing the exact same things would just be kicked off and with no apology and no reversal. But I want to live in hope. I really want to live in hope and see if maybe things will change. I know Valve News Network is going insane and harassing Team YouTube left and right for all the demonetization he's getting. And it seems really rather a little unfair. Like maybe Valve News Network just kind of needs to take the Team Fortress 2 video totally out and simply have a news reporting with him sitting in front of a desk in a suit talking, and see if even that gets demonetized, which it might, because I imagine that's what's getting him flagged more often than anything is the guns. The guns that are clearly identified by a bot in Team Fortress 2. Suppose it doesn't really matter if my entire channel personally got demonetized. It's not like it's really making any money anyways. I'd probably significantly even further reduce the amount of content I make, but it wouldn't kill it completely. I might take 3 to 6 months of a vacation just to say, you know what, I think I'll take a little bit of a break and not play any video games and recharge my battery banks because of that.
If you're sure.
Like, I wouldn't want to lose my channel completely, because I do want the videos to stay there. I want to try and at some point see if I could get enough hard drive space to download everything and have close to an original quality downloads of it. And I'm just trying to, let's see, trying to scroll down Twitter. A lot of the talk about IGN buying the Humble Store. That's really an unwelcome thing. It's the type of thing that the US government should probably stamp in and say, no, you can't own this store and be a, call yourself a review site or a news reporter. That's just not, that's just looks shady. It is shady. Yeah, but I don't see anything. Alright, and I have like 7 notifications, all of which are mostly bots just liking my videos on Twitter, which doesn't help at all. And I think we're good. I think we're good for silent play. Now, let's just look. Nobody's commented since I timed out James Anderson. So I've got more work to do here as far as playing Overload cards and destroying minions. And then I think I have one more victory on the level of, what am I trying to do? Yeah, on the European server. And then I'll be done for the weekend and I can focus on recording more footage. That's gonna be it for the talking part. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.